Coming up next on This Week in Torrance.
Assemblyman Al Muratsuchi speaks to the business community at this year's State of the State address. We'll tell you the key concerns he addressed.
The typhoon in the Philippines affected thousands of people, and one Torrance resident is partnering with local schools to help. We'll tell you more about it.
And if new technology sounds daunting to you, fear no more. Volunteers at the Torrance Library are here to help. We'll tell you how you can sign up.
Then as the holiday approaches, one local hospital holds a special event in an effort to help those grieving for their loved ones. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. If you drop off your mail after hours, you may want to proceed with caution. Recently, we reported a burglary that took place at the North Torrance Post Office. Since the original incident, 4 similar crimes have taken place outside of Torrance, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service is working to stop these crimes. Those other burglaries occurred in Moreno Valley, Highland Park, and twice in Glendale. After the assessment of surveillance video, authorities say different thieves have committed these crimes. Police say if you dropped off mail at the North Torrance Post Office located at 18080 Crenshaw Boulevard the evening prior to October 24th to check your bank statements and credit cards for identity theft. The U.S. Postal Service is considering closing post offices overnight to protect mail. They are also offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the burglars. Anyone with information should call 877-876-2455.
Torrance is getting a new sports field, and the project officially got underway this week. The city broke ground on its new multi-use sports field located at 555 Maple Avenue. The sports complex is slated for use during the July 2014 AYSO National Games hosted in Torrance. The state-of-the-art 6.2-acre project will have synthetic turf and sports lighting for year-round play. It will be used for soccer, football, lacrosse, rugby, and many other sports. To view the groundbreaking ceremony, you can view the city's YouTube channel at youtube.com/Torrance CitiCABLE. There will also be a donor wall at the entrance of the complex. If you'd like to donate and have your name as part of the new complex, call the Office of Economic Development at 310-618-5807.
The City Council was back in session this week. Here is an update from the latest meeting. The City of Torrance and council members honored Becky Tortorici for her 28 years of service with the city's Communication and Information Technology Department. Tortorici helped to adapt the rapidly changing technological advances within the city. The city also recognized Dr. Owen Hopkins Griffith, who dedicated 45 years to the Torrance Unified School District and the community at large. Owen was a member of the TUSD Board of Education from 1967 through 1995 and also served 5 terms as president. He is also a performer at heart and spent 15 years with the Rusty Steel Band. You can always catch replays of this week's council meeting right here on Time Warner Cable, CitiCABLE Channel 3, or Verizon Fios Channel 31 every Wednesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. You can also watch online at torranceca.gov.
Legend and longtime tennis coach Robert Lansdorps celebrated his 75th birthday recently at the Torrance West End Racket and Health Club. 100 former students and friends came to celebrate with Lansdorp, who spent his career instructing the tennis elite for almost 4 decades. The Torrance resident has taken many to the top, including 5 Grand Slam titles. At the party, he was greeted by top-ranking players like Tracy Austin, Lindsay Davenport, and former world champion Maria Sharapova, among others. Many who reflect on their experience with Lansdorp say that he's admired for his fiery personality and his ability to get the best out of his aspiring athletes.
South Bay City's Council of Governments is giving the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library a new collection of books and resources. The launch of the Lending Library program will provide library goers new books and materials on the energy efficiency practices, water conservation, transportation options, and climate action planning and recycling. The 1-year pilot program will integrate the collection into current library resources. The SBCCOG began the collection to support education workshops and training alongside Southern California Edison and the Gas Company. The West Basin Municipal Water District also donated $1,000 to purchase books on water topics. The organization will continue to accept donations from its partners as well as the general public. To check out the collection, go to Katie Geisert Library by Torrance Boulevard and Madrona Avenue. Still ahead, Assemblyman Al Sushi talks to the business community during his State of the State address. Find out how our state is addressing key concerns.
Plus, the typhoon in the Philippines took more than 3,000 lives. Find out how one woman is getting local kids to help.
She told me I needed a mastectomy.
I was scared.
Absolutely in shock.
But you need to know that you're not alone. There are teams of medical professionals, support groups, and therapists, and those who can help you plan for life after cancer. Before you undergo surgery for breast cancer, get the facts. Make sure you know your breast reconstruction options. For more information, visit broaddayusa.org.
You always made sure I brushed my teeth.
You told me that smart was cool.
You always told me to dream big.
To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
If you didn't grow up using tech gadgets, learning a new technology can be tricky. Reporter Haley Skeen talks to one teen who is showing those who need better tech skills how easy it is to get up to date on the latest and greatest.
17-year-old Leah Sato has a unique job title.
It's very rewarding, just like seeing them get it.
Sato is one of the leading tech experts at the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library. She's part of a new library program offering to teach anyone willing how to use the latest technology.
Having a program in which teens were training senior citizens on technology, that there might be something special that happened there.
The program came about thanks to Evan Coates, who worked to earn the grant which funded the new program. Students volunteer their time to help out, and anyone can come in for assistance.
I know, if they don't get it now, it's not like I'm going to be there to do it for them later.
Thanks to the grant, the library was able to purchase an iPad, a Chromebook, a Nook HD, a Kindle Fire, and a Samsung Galaxy Tab for instructional use. And participants can even bring in their own equipment. Sato says it's rewarding.
I think she's terrific, the woman that's doing this. She was very patient, and it took a lot to get through it with me. So it was very well done.
And Sato can relate to the frustration and the joy of learning something new.
Sometimes I can't do something and I get frustrated, so I definitely know where they're at.
It might be an unusual way for a teen to spend the weekend, but for tech experts like Sato, the experience is worth it. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Haley Skeen.
Thanks, Haley. Teens who volunteer 20 hours get a $100 gift card for helping out, along with a credit to their resume. If you'd like to learn more about your latest and greatest tech toy, you can visit the Katie Geisert Library on Saturdays from 10 to 6. Contact the library at 310-618-5959.
The South Bay Environmental Services Center treated customers to an easy way to save energy and money for the holiday season. Reporter Haley Skeen has more.
Being eco-friendly wasn't a popular trend when Renette Scott was growing up. It was a way of life.
I was a Depression child, so we conserved everything.
Now a mother, she says that her own children have actually taught her a thing or two about how to live a conservative lifestyle.
They're almost my instructors now.
Scott's kids also filled her in about the South Bay Environmental Services Center's Holiday Light Exchange program.
Customers traded in their old incandescent bulbs for new energy-efficient LED lights.
The lights are cool to the touch and are made with an unbreakable epoxy, a safer alternative for holiday decorating than the old lights.
And that uses a lot more energy. It also produces heat, and it's a glass bulb and could break, and you could cut yourself.
And the traded-in bulbs are also put to good use.
But first we cut the plug off so they can never be plugged in again.
Oh.
And then we take them, in fact we're taking them right around the corner to Ecotech Recycling, and what they do is they take the copper wiring out and reuse that.
And for those who know about the value of conservation, the program and the new lights are a great thing.
We've always recycled, reused, and took care of things because they had to last.
And these lights will last up to nearly a decade. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Haley Skeen.
Thanks, Haley. The Light Exchange program gives out about 500 strands of lights each year and will cut a household's electricity bill by more than 30%.
A local church in Torrance had an early Thanksgiving meal recently, helping out those less fortunate. Reporter Faith Lee has more.
For the past 7 years, Melinda Galvin has been an angel to Tracy Conroy.
Melinda came driving by in her car and she saw John and I walking on the sidewalk and she asked if we were hungry and we were starving that day. And so she had all this food and it was a blessing.
In fact, it's a blessing to many in the South Bay.
They have different things all the time. They bring us food every week.
Twice every week, to be exact.
We provide food for our homeless friends throughout the South Bay community Mondays and Fridays.
With the holidays quickly approaching, Galvin is hosting a free holiday lunch where people get to enjoy a traditional Thanksgiving meal.
All right, thanks. South High does a canned food drive in which we are the recipients of some canned foods. My husband's company provides us with turkeys.
Councilman Pat Fury is among one of the volunteers helping out at the event.
It's a place where they can get the affected people inside, sit down. It's more food than this group could ever eat. It's just wonderful.
And many are thankful for the early holiday celebration.
Indebted to everybody, from knowing them for so long, and they've been nothing but good to us.
And Galvin doesn't only bring in food to these people, but also friendships and happiness.
We have a personal relationship with almost every one of them, and you'll see there'll be a lot of happy faces.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Faith Lee.
If you would like to donate non-perishable foods or volunteer at the church, you can contact the South Bay Community Church at 310-532-4673.
The YMCA of the South Bay in Torrance hosted its 67th annual volunteer celebration. The ceremony gave recognition to a few of the many selfless individuals that give their time to strengthen the community by helping out in the WISE programs. While the Torrance Wiseman's Club was awarded the Community Partnership Award, Shantae Bryant took home the Good Neighbor Award. 2 Service Above Self Awards were given out to George Simfo and John Frank, and the Family of the Year Award went to James and Alicia Schneider. These are just a few of the many awardees who make the WISE services possible. 2014 will mark 100 years of the YMCA service to families in local communities.
The Torrance Chamber of Commerce and business sponsors gathered to hear how state lawmakers are making changes to better the economy. Christy Wilcox was there and has more.
Jin Ben, this morning I'm here at the Miyako Hybrid Hotel where Assemblymember Al Marzouchi is giving his State of the State address to many of the area businesses. We've seen ExxonMobil, Kaiser Permanente, and even the South Bay Association of Realtors who are listening to his many key talking points. Embracing state issues.
We passed an on-time, balanced budget.
Assemblymember Al Marzouchi took the podium as dozens of representatives from various business sectors and key players from the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce sat in.
The state of the state is that things are going a lot better, but we still have a lot of work to do.
Jobs, education, and public safety, as well as taking care of our veterans, were key talking points.
Over 3,000 manufacturing jobs are located right here in our backyard, and we want to make sure that we can keep and grow those kind of jobs.
Marzouchi is addressing aerospace, a top contender for keeping good jobs in Southern California. He says state unemployment decreased from 12% to 8% in the last year, and we need to continue to decrease those numbers.
When you start at the very top about the jobs and the aerospace industry, how important that is to the city of Torrance. We are an aerospace-built community.
Other key components include education and public safety, and these 2 hot topics are a strong motivation as state laws continue to change.
I think it really bodes well for us to have an assembly person in our area who just happened to serve 7 years on our Torrance Unified School District Board of Education.
And finally, more care for our veterans. According to a recent statistic, almost 20% of homeless in LA County are vets. Giving them a fighting chance at home is the real battle.
We need to do much better in order, in taking care of our soldiers who,
fight for our freedom.
City Council members say that these key issues will reinforce the growth residents and businesses will continue to see in Torrance, and they're confident in their relationship with key players in both the state and in Washington. Reporting for This Week in Torrance, I'm Christy Wilcox.
Thanks, Christy. If you'd like to see the entire State of the State address, you can watch it online at youtube.com/Torrance CitiCABLE. A local business celebrated its 6th birthday with the city of Torrance recently. Remedy Pharmacy, the only eco-friendly compounding pharmacy in the South Bay, offers more than just your basic needs. The full-service pharmacy provides on-staff licensed estheticians for consultation, sells nutrition supplements, and many other organic items. Just recently, the store began offering day spa services where customers can get facials and body wraps done in the store. Owner Lauren Spiglanin said it's been a pleasure to be serving the Torrance community the past 6 years.
One thing with Torrance, opposed to other South Bay cities, they are so supportive of small businesses.
Spiglanin said the pharmacy will open a renewed juice bar inside the store early next year. Customers will be able to enjoy cold-pressed juice, sandwiches, and all kinds of healthy choices. For more information, visit the store's website at theremedyfarm.com.
Torrance Memorial Medical Center celebrated National Hospice Month by hosting the 18th annual Light Up a Life tree lighting ceremony. Reporter Faith Lee talks to locals who are lighting candles for their loved ones.
Every Christmas, people put ornaments and lights on their Christmas trees for decorations, but on this tree, every light represents a remembered loved one. 3 years ago, Judy Debenant Urban lost her beloved husband to a plane crash in Newport Beach.
The plane went down, the coroner took him, and he was gone. I thought he was coming home.
Although Debenant Urban never had a chance to say goodbye, she found her support through a bereavement group at Torrance Memorial Hospice.
I came here to the bereavement group for about a year and a half after the accident, and they're very supportive here. It's a great place.
And tonight, she's lighting a candle to remember the love of her life.
I just feel like he's here with me. It fills me up.
Mitsuko Aguilar.
Light Up a Life is a tree lighting ceremony where the holiday tree is adorned with more than 500 lights, each one shining in honor of someone special.
We give this opportunity to families, community members who would like to remember a loved one. And during the holidays, it can be a really difficult time for a lot of people.
This is the 18th anniversary of this heartwarming ceremony. Aside from celebrating love and remembrance, the event also raises funds for the Torrance Memorial Hospice.
All proceeds from this evening's event will go towards the continuous programs that we offer in hospice for those families that are seeking financial assistance.
And tonight, these light bulbs illuminate more than just a holiday tree, but every heart in the venue, including Debenant Urban's. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Faith Lee.
Thanks, Faith. So far, they've raised nearly $112,000. If you'd like to have a star on the Tree of Remembrance in the Medical Center's West Tower, you can still make a donation toward hospice by contacting Amanda Goodrich at 310-784-3751, extension 7658.
With the holidays just around the corner, the Torrance Police Department is cautioning the community to be extra careful and beware of potential scams. Recently, multiple incidents of attempted residential burglary have occurred, and one of those scams involves a man posing as a tree trimmer. In September, a man approached an elderly woman asking if she needed backyard trimming. After the victim declined, the man asked for a tour of her RV because he said his family member was interested in buying one. An hour later, the homeowner discovered a second person had entered her master bedroom and stolen jewelry. One suspect is described as an adult male, aged 30 to 35, with black short hair and a mustache. He was wearing a long-sleeve jumpsuit. The second suspect was an unknown male. Surveillance shows they were driving a white Nissan Xterra with no plates. Two similar incidents also occurred on November 3rd and 18th. If you have any information regarding this incident or are a victim of a similar crime, call the Torrance Police Department at 310-328-3456. Coming up after the break, we've got a lot of great events happening, and we want to tell you all about it.
I tell people I have 3 kids. One of them's adopted. I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got a lot of great events coming up. Here's a look at what's on the calendar. Winter Camp and Teen Camp early registration is taking place at the Community Services Department, and you can register by your child through the department from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The camps invite kids ages 6 to 11 and teens to spend their winter break at the Greenwood Park for indoor crafts, outdoor games, and field trips on Monday, December 30th, Thursday, January 2nd, and Friday, January 3rd, from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
If you know a high school senior who is planning to study science, technology, engineering, or math in college, the STEM Southern California Edison Scholarship Program is taking student applications through January 10th, 2014. Now, eligible students can earn one of several $40,000 scholarships by Edison International under the 2013 to 2014 Edison Scholars program. Now, to apply or get more information, visit scholarsapply.org/Edison Scholars.
Now, let's go out to the sports desk with Juan Hernandez for a sneak preview of what's to come.
Juan, what do you have for us?
Hey there, great checking in with you on This Week in Torrance as always. Now, on the sports desk, we're in the full swing of CIF playoff action, and we've discovered somebody in town might be cursed. At least, that's the word we're hearing. The Red Sox had the curse of the Bambino, the curse of the Billy Goat still plagues Chicago, and here in Torrance, one school faces the curse of the late start Tuesdays. I promise I'm not making this up, so to get the full story, you'll have to come on over and watch the sports desk. That's 4 p.m. and 9:30 every day on CitiCABLE. Back to you.
Thanks, Juan. Typhoon Haiyan, also known as Typhoon Yolanda, swept the Philippines on November 8th and destroyed thousands of homes, killing nearly 3,000 people. And while that may have taken place halfway around the world, local students at Richardson Middle School and concerned Torrance residents are pulling together to make a difference. Faith Lee tells us more.
We were taught that we still have to always remember our roots, and our culture was very strong.
Although Karen Benedict grew up as a first-generation Filipino-American, she was always taught to remember her family origin.
That's why I felt like I had to do something about my family and their friends that are still back in the Philippines.
Typhoon Haiyan is a deadly storm that swept across the central Philippines district with sustained winds of 195 miles per hour, claiming more than 3,000 lives.
I thought that could have been me or my brother or my cousins, because if it weren't for my parents coming over here to the United States to try and find a better life for us, that would have been us there.
After watching the devastating effects of Haiyan, Benedict decided to do more than just count her blessings. She began organizing a relief drive with Richardson Middle School, collecting donations to be shipped to the Philippines.
We asked the customers at Ralph's to give us some cans to donate.
And I also went around my neighborhood yesterday and I collected 22 cans and $140 cash.
Many students from the middle school volunteered their time to design posters and ask for donations, just so they can make a slight difference to someone in need.
We just need to give back. It's just, if we were in the same situation, everyone would do the same thing for us.
And Karen Benedict might just be one person, but she's touching many, many lives, including those in her community.
Hopefully I can motivate enough people and maybe inspire compassion in these students so that they would feel like they can be the one person that helps save lives and make a difference.
People can donate a variety of items such as toiletries and canned goods for this typhoon relief drive, and with the community support, these items will fill a 40-foot cargo container ready to be shipped to the Philippines. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Faith Lee.
Thanks, Faith. A spokesman for the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs says that more than 4 million people were forced from their homes, and the State Department says at least 5 Americans were killed during the storm. The White House has created a help page citing the Center for International Disaster Information as a resource to learn how to donate. Go to CIDI.org.
Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook to get the latest updates on what's going on in Torrance.
And for the month of November, we're featuring a fun contest. Post one of your most memorable Thanksgiving moments, and don't forget to share a photo along with your story. Tune in next week to see who the winner is.
Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.